This is a Patrick step up, and this is going to, I'm going to show you some different progressions, but this is going to be a greatly assisted Patrick step up all the way up to potentially elevating the foot. And then after we elevate up to like a 4 to 6 inch surface, then we can start to actually load this movement pattern. Where we want to start, it's very, very important that we understand that we have to start at where our current level is at. And so if we're having knee pains or we are unable to execute the appropriate mechanics on this movement, we have to start greatly assisted. So what I'm going to show you here is I'm standing inside of a rig post or some sort of support system to where I want to put my hands here, okay? And this allows me to have balance, but it also allows me to take body weight away from this movement. I have no surface that I'm doing this on. I'm just doing this from the ground. I'm going to balance on one leg, bring the other leg out in front of me, and I'm going to dorsiflex my foot, so I just pull my toe up. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my torso as vertical as I can, as vertical as these posts, and I'm going to intentionally push my knee forward and tap the opposing heel to the ground and stand, okay? I can make this more challenging by reaching that foot out further, bending the knee even more, or I can make it easier by just barely bending the knee and reaching the foot out, okay? I can also make this more challenging by taking some assistance off of the rig post to completely no assistance, okay? What I want you to pay attention to, and I'll show you from this direction, is when we go to initiate this movement, I have a strong arch in my foot and my knee is tracking out towards the outside of my toes versus inside of my toes, okay? It's very important that we track the knee appropriately and we execute this movement appropriately versus inappropriately. You see the difference there? Okay, we do not want the arch to collapse. We do not want the knee to track towards the bigger toes or the inside toes, okay? I can make this movement, I would suggest progressing this movement when you can comfortably do this without any assistance. You can hit and execute the mechanics appropriately, and we can reach our foot out far enough to where we can keep our heel down, but it almost feels like the heel wants to come up. Then we can start elevating our foot up, and we just backtrack and take the same approach, okay? If I'm able to do that appropriately, I should be able to elevate my foot onto a surface, not use any support or assistance, and do the same thing, okay? Mechanics have to hold true, and I should be able to do all my prescribed repetitions without using assistance. I then can obviously elevate this up even more, okay? And as I elevate it up even more, this is almost like reaching that foot out even further. It's going to give more demand on that knee bend and that ankle bend, okay? Once we get to the point where we can do 4 to 6 inches, or if your coach prescribes it, now we'll start loading this movement up. We'll start adding some weight to our hands, maybe a barbell on our back rack. But that right there is the Patrick step up from a very assisted to a more challenging.